We began our attack on the castle. The Hind did an opening strafing run on the wall of undead, blocking the entrance with what spells the casters could put out, followed by a grenade bombardment. Then we went in. Avery unexpectedly led the charge, inspiring the paladins and clerics right behind her. She did her supernova trick, though rather than burn, the undead were physically pushed back, while the living, well, we felt like nothing could stop us. An emotional reinforcement of some kind. It helped. We tore apart the undead and pressed into the castle, and began clearing it floor by floor. The first floor only had a few wandering undead. The force started splitting up to cover as much of the castle as possible. Us Terrans stuck together, of course. After the first floor, we started running into the necromancers. Something I can effect. Any that we came across was dead before they could toss the first spell. I learned of their magic traps from their minds, and Jason disabled them somehow. We eventually made it to the throne room and met up with the other soldiers. The doors all had some magic force field over them. With most of our casters on the Hind, dispelling them wasn't an option, so we improvised. We called up the grenadiers and rigged up a bomb. It wasn't enough to outright destroy the wall, but it shattered the stone enough that we could break through, with the brute force of some of the stronger soldiers with us. Then we flooded into the throne room. It was probably a bad idea. The King Lich was in some ceremony circle, surrounded by unmoving necromancers. Or maybe they were undeath clerics? Whatever. He didn't say a thing. No monologue, no death threats. He just unleashed his greatest spells and tore us apart as fast as we could come in. All of us, except the clerics and paladins. They were fighting back with their divine spells, burning him, but they were falling one at a time. I couldn't touch the mind of the Lich, but I could tear through the necromancers around him. They weren't even all there anymore. Puppets, but they did have memories. I found where his phylactery was. His crown. The idiot was wearing it. I told Avery, but she couldn't move to act on it, and the rest of us were dead and dying. Then, just like that, the MP3 golem wandered in and started blasting Love Shack. It distracted the Lich enough for Avery to lash out and shatter his crown with her mace. The rest of the surviving clerics and paladins pounced for the kill, but were blown back when he lit up like an evil beacon, killing his circle of necromancers. I think he had a hold of the undeath god's attention. The only thing keeping us from burning alive was Avery's own holy aura. They were tossing their spells at each other, then Avery looked back at me and said goodbye. That it was time. The Lich shrieked and vanished, except for his shadow burned in the wall. Then Avery simply vanished along with the entire roof of the castle. Our wounds were gone. The dying were alive and well again. She's gone.